Well, everybody. What do we have here? Some recently dropped Conor McGregor sparring footage that he posted to his Instagram page. We're going to be taking a look at about 3.5 minutes worth of sparring footage of Conor because there's been a lot of, things going on. Is he fighting at UFC 3? Is he this? Is he that? There's a lot of speculation. Do we get this fight? For Conor to come out here and post this kind of footage, I think that maybe he's been trolling us a little bit. Maybe there's been some negotiation tactics going on here. I'm not exactly sure. None of us know for certain. But whenever he posts sparring footage, it sounds like we got a Conor McGregor fight on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute the audio here because there is music in the background. I don't want to get a copyright strike. But I'm going to slow the footage down a little bit so we can really talk about what we're looking at here. And first I want to point out, I know people laugh at Conor McGregor sparring footage a lot of the time, right? He's not sparring necessarily high-level guys at times. When we see like Poirier, he's at American Top Team. We see Makhachev, like even Volkanovski. They're in camps with a lot of high-level guys. Where Conor, that's one of the things that people have always kind of crapped on him for. Not sparring with maybe the best sparring partners. But what we have to work with here is what we have to work with. So we're going to take a look at what he's doing, some of the things that he's utilizing in the sparring that I can see him utilizing against Michael Chandler, because Conor's a visionary, guys. This is a guy who, when he's sparring, he's emulating exactly what he's going to be doing in the cage, right? And I know a lot of other fighters do that, but Conor's mentioned numerous times, loves to get the feel for what he's going to be doing in there. So everybody he's going with is maybe a shorter, stockier type of build, orthodox style fighter to replicate what would be a Michael Chandler. But you're going to see a variety of tactics that Conor is going to look to use on Michael Chandler. So let's let the tape play here, and I'll kind of narrate over as we go. So first, one thing you're going to notice about Conor, a lot more elusive than kind of what we've seen. Even in that second Poirier fight, very stiff. Boom, oblique kick to the side of the leg. Now that oblique kick is something that I want you to pay attention to, because anytime you're facing a really good forward pressure fighter, a guy that loves to push forward, has crazy power, is very explosive, but like a Michael Chandler, that's a dangerous weapon to utilize. No doubt about it. And then here, just working the pads, catch, 1-2 down the pipe. We know about the left hand of Conor. That's ultimately what he's trying to get to. But what you're going to see throughout this video with Conor, guys, he's approaching this very much more in an MMA facet, right? We kind of saw that in the third Poirier fight, but even back to when he fought Poirier the second time, it was very boxing heavy, to where you see his style has changed over the years. He's not this nimble, light on the feet, karate, taekwondo guy per se anymore. But a lot of that has to do with Conor. His frame has changed. He's quite a bit bigger. He's quite a bit. Now this right here, right? So I'm going to stop myself for a second and go back. I want you to watch the timing on this. Okay, this is one of the most impressive things about Conor McGregor. Okay, it doesn't matter who he's sparring. I've said before, Conor McGregor could come off the yacht and outstrike Michael Chandler. Watch how, the timing and precision of Conor is some of the best we've ever seen in terms of striking. Watch how he anticipates this shot. Sees the jab, boom, left hand, rear uppercut down the pipe, defending takedowns. Now watch the way, so he's implementing Michael Chandler, is anticipating the shot, boom, nice knee to the midsection, follows up with a left hand, closes him down. So that would ideally be a finishing sequence we see Conor McGregor try to implement. But that's another thing you're going to see. A lot of oblique kicks, knees up the middle to the body, uppercuts, things that are good for attacking a lower center of gravity guy who is incredibly explosive. And that's one of the things about Conor, guys. He understands what he's dealing with in Michael Chandler. He understands Chandler is very dangerous. He knows he's explosive. He knows he's powerful. He knows he's a dangerous guy. And he also knows that more than likely Michael Chandler is going to try to mix in the wrestling. In the event that he doesn't, and this is just a straight up, kickboxing match, Conor McGregor is going to win that all day long, in my opinion at least, right? People say Conor McGregor's washed, doesn't have it anymore. It's not the case. The guy is still very, very good at what he does. And the way he's defending the takedowns, Conor McGregor defends takedowns very, very well. I feel like he gets a lot of unnecessary hate with his grappling. He's not a world beater in terms of the grappling, but he does have good takedown defense, and his answers off the takedown defense are what's impressive. But here you're going to see, touching with that lead hand, bang, another knee up the middle. He's anticipating an aggressive Michael Chandler, looking to close him down, trying to eventually get to that power double and try to pull him onto his rear end to where Chandler can be on top and rain down some of that vicious ground and pound that we've seen. But look what Conor does here. Getting an underhook. Conor McGregor has good takedown defense, guys. He just does. He gets a lot of hate, man, in terms of the grappling, but he has a lot better grappling than what people want to give him credit for. And there's that knee up the middle. And here he is in the clinch getting an overhook, tying up the arm here. We see those shoulder strikes in the past from him, knees to the body, working the midsection of Chandler, try and take some of the wind away. Bang, nasty elbow over the top, push off, move forward. This would ideally probably be a setup to a finishing sequence. Teeing off on Chandler up along the fence, staying patient, literally going to rifle him down. Remember that from The Ultimate Fighter? That clip where he says, I'm going to rifle him down? That's this right here. The timing, nasty spinning back kick to the body. Conor looks sharp, man. He looks sharp. And the knees again to the body. Those answers for up the middle. Anytime Chandler tries to level change, giving him something to think about. You want to shoot Chandler? Watch out for a knee. Let me take some of the air out of the sail. Because Chandler's explosive, but he gets tired. Bang! Anticipating a shot from Chandler. Again, nice. I mean, this is good work by Conor McGregor, guys. Like, he's visualizing the right things to take advantage of against an explosive guy like a Michael Chandler. Because Chandler's like a pit bull. He likes to take the center. He likes to be violent. Conor understands that. Head kick. And a lot of the sparring that we've seen from Conor, it's head kicks. Look at him creating an angle, another head kick, trying to give Chandler a lot of different things, a lot of different looks to think of. Now, I don't like the kick to the body there. I've seen him throw that even in sparring, and it usually is getting blocked and nasty left hand right around the guard. See how he set that up? The jab, threw it around. Not everything is always straight. You see him kind of get in the groove a little bit. You know, guys, like, Conor looks good in my opinion. I think he looks good, and obviously we have to question, when is this? Is this recent? Is this a few months ago? I'd like to think that this is pretty recent, right? And from what we've seen, anytime he releases sparring footage, like, he's not going to put out something that makes him look bad. But from what I've seen in these clips here, again, it's not the same Conor from back in the day. It's not that light and nimble Conor that we're super accustomed to. But it is a guy that has evolved his style, and you can tell that he's approaching this in much more of a mixed martial arts facet. And he's going to have to against Michael Chandler, because Chandler's explosive, he's dangerous, he's got big power, and everybody that Chandler has fought since he's been in the UFC, he is hurt. So I'd like to think that if he touches Conor, it's going to do some damage, obviously. Kind of having some fun here. You see him opening up a little bit. I like watching Conor, man. I like watching his striking. He's always evolving. He's always trying to implement things into his game. And he's not that same guy back in the day. I keep saying it. So he's kind of went to more of a flat-footed, boxing-oriented approach, but he's a little bit bigger now. He's not training maybe as often as he should. And the timing and the mobility and the nimbleness that you need from probably doing a lot of jump rope, being very light on the feet, a lot of footwork, mobility. Maybe in this fight camp he's been focusing on that, but if you're not doing that constantly, that's one of the first things to go. A lot of fighters will tell you that. Boom, there's that nasty pull too that we know he likes to throw. See, that's what scares me. Whenever he's getting backed up, you see, that's a very good impression of Michael Chandler for what he might do. If Chandler is not landing on McGregor, he's going to panic shoot. So Conor being able to sprawl and be aware. Framing. It's a nice hand frame by Conor, maintaining range, sliding back, showing him the left hand. You see how he's trying to set up the pull too. Sliding the leg out of the way, drawing the shot out of Chandler. And that's going to be the key from Conor. Both him and Chandler love to pressure. But if Conor is going to want to have that success he's looking for, obviously if he slides back and catches him with that left hand, that'll be ideal. But anytime he can pressure and march Chandler down, that'll force those naked shots out of Michael Chandler to where they're a lot easier to see, to where you it's a little more telegraphed. When you keep a grappler on the back foot and they shoot when they're not dictating the pace, it's a little bit easier to see the shot. But you can see Conor, man, not being so forward heavy, being okay taking a backward step, that knee up to the middle once again. Defending well as well. You've seen in all the sparring footage that he's putting out over the past couple months, it's all about guys are standing and kind of trading with him, and then they level change and they try to get to a single leg or a double leg, try to work him back to the fence. They try to put him on his rear end. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're looking at a dialed-in Conor McGregor that is going to be ready for UFC 303. I'm excited for this fight. I want to hear from you all down in the comments what you think of the sparring footage and if you think the fight happens. If you made it to the end, comment Notorious. Subscribe to the channel and help your boy out. I would appreciate it. See you next time.